that my topic, my passion is for etiquette, of course. Etiquette for me is the rules of behavior, social skills, and etiquette teaches us how to be more confident because you know why, what, when, and in the interactions you stop being anxious, you just go and interact with people. And if you look back at those emotional intelligence, social intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, for me, these are all the departments of etiquette as well, because we speak about empathy, emotional intelligence, we speak about how to translate our emotions in communication, social intelligence, and interpersonal, like setting boundaries, even saying no. And etiquette is teaching us how to say no politely, but hence unapologetically. You don't need to explain anybody why I'm setting this boundary. You're just doing it yourself. And it's also about first impression. And in one of your series of videos with your friend Nima, you were speaking about this chemistry of the first meeting with your client. Is it the same like first impression? Because you mentioned that if there's no chemistry, then your journey could be smooth, but maybe takes a longer time. And if chemistry happens, it means that it will be really successful for both of you. Mutually beneficial and successful. So why this chemistry, this first impression is important in coaching?
I don't know if it's first impression.
Because
my story of my
chemistry.
Because you can create it, right? In the lab, the things are not just made, you create the chemistry. And my journey with my friend Nima, when we first met at the beginning during our studies of coaching, we didn't have the same chemistry. I was in a different place, she was in a different place. I was going through a lot of healing and transformation. It was, Sophia came, I started my coaching in the same month. So I was like an onion, the things were falling off. So from my perspective, I wasn't resonating with Nima. We're in a class of 26, so it's different. So I wouldn't say first impression, but from the coach's perspective, in a coaching environment, I have to come as, we have these relationships. When you look up to someone, so the parent, child, the child looks up to the parent, teacher, student, we look up to the teacher, coach, coachee. You come into someone to say, I need help, right? So from the coach's perspective, we have to come with a more liberated, healed, open, I can bring you something, not to come with, oh, I need your money, I'm going to bring, because then that chemistry, you don't help create a good impression either. So yes, the other person needs to feel safe and secure and happy, but it's not always the first impression. That's why a discovery chemistry session is usually 90 minutes. Because is it longer or shorter than normal? Around about 90 minutes. Because then you get the first impression, blonde hair, I don't know. But then
judging by some external...
We do. It's our survival mechanism. We judge based on our eyes, right? And our feeling.
And our background,
and experience. Our background. But when I sit with you for 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, like, oh, you know what? The blondie is not so bad today. and then you dissolve and you add different things to the chemistry, and then there's a possibility that something can evolve. Not always, but I wouldn't say first impressions, because first impressions are very judgmental. And we can have a wrong impression with the first impression. It depends how you feel today. Maybe you woke up on the wrong side of bed and you come in, and that's not you.
Or you are excited yourself, right?
And then I come with a big energy and you
So do you believe in intuition, energy, in people's vibes, I was about to ask you about your bracelets. So you normally wear those less or more. Do they mean anything for you?
Yes, I can't tell you now all. I mean, that's obsidian. They all this love. That's protection. These are the chakras. So they all have a meaning and a purpose. And I'll tell you something so powerful. So I got into energy, part of my coaching. I believe in the energy. You feel it, right? Yeah. It's there. Yeah. I mean, the atom.
We discussed it before.
It's there. You feel, it's there. And the more you look after yourself, eat less meat, look after care, you raise your vibration, and you start seeing things and feeling things. And just the other night I was driving home, and this one started vibrating. I could feel. That's when you start now believing, seeing the facts to the beliefs.
So fascinating. So,
So I felt a vibration around my arm. I was like, oh my God. I have a friend, Gia, she's also a coach, in Luxembourg, and she told me it was 2 years ago. We were supporting a coaching program, and she felt one. Like she felt vibration. I was like, she's crazy. I feel vibration on a bead. And then on the other night, she came to mind straight. I was like, yes, when you start raising your own, you start seeing and feeling different things. So I do believe in energy and intuition.
Until the year of 22, you were in the member of the Methodist Church. It's a part of Christianity.
Yes.
In what way has it impacted you as you are, as a personality, or has it impacted at all?
I'd like to believe that the core fundamentals of a belief system are good. Got disconnected from religion because of the dogma, the human element that's neglected. And then spirituality came about. I think we shared this in the Middle East.
Yes.
I was with a friend, and he brought the awareness that spirituality and religion are different. And I started looking into it, and I started like, that's more me. Because spirituality is about expanding, whereas in my opinion, no judgment, and this is not to disregard religion in any way.
Sure,
but it's more confined. You must abide with this. If you don't do this, you'll burn in hell forever. I'm like, wow, that's torture. I mean, you make people go even more into pain. Whereas spirituality, it's enlightenment, liberation, peace, expansion.
What's your current state of mind? Is it peace, or happiness, or joy, or some clarity?
It's love. I've discovered, and my good close friend Laura taught me this. She explained that love is not something you give, it's something you be. And when you start feeling love for yourself, you start generating it from within. You start emanating it.
And here comes in the question of mine, and it is related to what you have just said. Confidence. They say that ABC of confidence is A for acceptance, accepting you as you are. B for being,
yes.
And C for being comfortable with who you are.
Yes.
Do you apply these principles, these concepts in coaching when you want your clients to be more confident?
Yes, I'd say so. I feel a little bit lower is the self-esteem. When we raise the self-esteem and we remove the limiting beliefs, then the confidence comes. Because it's easy to be confident at something you practice a lot, but if your self-worth is low, you're always going to revert back to your baseline. So yes, they go hand in hand almost, but the self-esteem for me is more powerful. You know, you tell somebody, you teach somebody to love themselves and not see themselves as unattractive, then they don't need to put makeup on. So you can say, okay, dress well, which is great.
Yes.
But if you tell them I'm okay as I am, then you don't really need to have designer clothes. Old belief, you know. I had to have designer clothes. And now it's like I go to Action, I buy my t-shirts, I get my logo printed, and I'm great because the self-esteem is raised. They all go together, but maybe I would focus more on self-esteem. Why are you not confident in the first place?
It reminds me of my daughters telling me that, teaching me of this new mind stream, body positive. You know, you should be body positive.
Yes.
And
the somatics.
Yes. So does your somatic coaching deal with body positive? Do you inspire body positive?
What's body positive exactly?
Body positive, like if I'm not slim enough, if I'm not beautiful enough, I should love my body and I should love who I am. So I should accept myself and be comfortable with myself.
It's a healing modality, yes, I agree with it.
Yeah. So is that part of like body positive, is that part of somatic coaching?
I would say anything to do with the soma, yes. You know, changing your physiology. This is powerful for me. When you open your chest, shoulders, like a lot of people don't know how to do that, and when they do, it's so exposing and vulnerable, and relaxing your jaw. So it's about the self. I guess so. I would put it in the somatic bracket.
And it also deals with authenticity. Huh?
Oh, I love that word.
Oh yes, this is a powerful word, I would say. But what is to be your true self? What is it? To be your true self, to be your authentic self. If you again come back to confidence or self-esteem, you pretend to be confident sometimes. You build your self-esteem, but in the end of the day, you don't get in touch with your authentic self unless you feel it. So what's authenticity?
I wish you had sent me this question before, because I would have studied it because it's so beautiful, but it's so deep. how to give my perception of it. It's not easy when you have a lot of layers of pain and protection, wounded masculinity, because a lot of it is coming from fear.
Yeah.
A lot of aggression and womanizing, gambling, it's all fear-based because we're trying to protect something we're not okay with. So to become authentic, we need to heal a little bit and become aware of what it is. But the authenticity for me is knowing who you are, accepting who you are, and speaking your mind with love, compassion, empathy. It's a big, big, beautiful thing, but it's also not easy to connect with if you haven't become aware of who you really are. What are the things that hold you back? What are the things that you project? And what are the things that hurt you?
Yeah. Some confidence coaches say that if you don't know how to feel confident, fake it. Fake it till you make it. Do you believe it? Fake it till you make it.
I don't like that statement. I would rather say, think greater than you feel.
Okay.
Okay? Faking it is not authentic. There's no authenticity in
Yes.
it. But if you feel afraid and you think greater than you feel, then you can like, okay, I do feel afraid. You acknowledge it. You reel with it. Okay, there's a fear. But I would like to go beyond this because that's when the creativity comes. And that's where the growth, the leaving the comfort zone and creating expansion in yourself. So there is some sense in, I don't even like it, so that statement, but from my perspective, it's more think greater than you feel.
Yeah.
You know, I feel afraid to stand on stage. I did it last February. I feel afraid, but to grow, okay. Obviously, there's consequences you're
Even
in.
if we make mistakes.
It's not like saying, I'm afraid to jump off the building. You think greater than you feel, be fine. But yes, within reason and a person's fear circle. Because some people can get really crippled if you push them too far. There's something called dissociation. You push somebody too close to their trauma and the body can shut down. So it's also very dangerous to just say to someone, oh, fake it till you make it, because you put them in a place where they think, oh, I gotta keep doing it, but the body is starting to say, I'm afraid, you know. There's resistance. And if you push the body too far, we have people who shut down. And then you have a different problem to look at.
In your presentation at Foundry, when you were presenting yourself as
My
a coach,
greatest fear, yes.
you were speaking about your greatest fear, and you mentioned lovability and likability. For me, likability and lovability are the two components of confidence. And I know that some American scientists, sociologists, they investigated who are the most likable kids in school population. And they looked at popular kids and unpopular kids.
Okay.
And those who were popular were those who liked others people the most.
Okay.
They made a conclusion that when you like others, when you're smiling to others first, you're demonstrating this offering mentality, you are likable.
Oh, thank you.
People, people like those who like them.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And speaking about millennials, they say that the golden rule of millennials is, I am awesome.
Yes.
But the platinum rule of likability is that treat others the way they want to be treated.
Yes.
Is likability something that you could gain in your life? Is that you could train yourself for? Or is it from your childhood?
Well, it is from childhood as well, and that would be a reflection of
Or part of your character?
The relationship between the parents, what's formed and what's not formed. So that's I mean, the first 7 years are so fundamental for development of character, personality, habits. So it's always formed very young, how the parents interact with the child or not, and that develops this. Sometimes we give due to a coping mechanism called people pleasing. So we'll be likable because we always, what do you need? I'll take care of you, I'm here for you. But it's not coming from a place of authenticity. It's coming from a need to be validated and protection. So it's a fine line between treat people how they want to be treated, and then again, how do they want to be treated? Some want pain because they're in pain. So do you inflict pain on someone because they want to be? It always comes back to self. And I think from my own personal journey, when you are better in yourself, you project likability, and you just instinctively know how to treat people because you're okay. I don't have to please you because I need you to like me. I please you because I like who I am. makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And the elder sister of likability is charisma.
Yes.
But for me, charisma has two components, like two components of positivity. You should have your positive heart and your positive mind. And it's not just enough to be professional, powerful, capable, because you could be intimidating or distant. You should be warm in your heart. You should be relatable. You should be authentic, trustworthy, likable.
Yes.
And then you will have charisma.
Okay.
Lyndsay, you are captivating people from the first moment. And what's the secret of
So nice,
being captivating? And how could people cultivate this charisma, if it's possible at all?
I believe anything is possible. Angela, one of my childhood coping mechanisms was people pleasing. I became subservient because I was not heard or allowed to be heard. It was a cultural thing, no blame to anybody, but it was the environment. So it was people pleasing, so I was always serving till a point where I got exhausted because it's not authentic. You're doing it because you want to be validated, and that's not authentic.
It's so authentic for you now because you are really the person of charisma. You have a big heart and a great mind, very competent mind. You are very charismatic, and you have your brand of charisma. Like your professional brand is Lyndsay Coaching, but what is your brand of charisma? Open it up for me. It's not for people pleasing you, because when we communicate, when we talk with each other, when we converse, I feel this charisma in you, and it's not because you want to please me, or it's not because you want to be good. It's inside you.
Thank you so much for the awareness that you're giving me. And it's not people pleasing anymore. Now it's more the being of love, Angela. And even when I say it, that wounded masculinity is I'm challenging it, because for a man, my deepest fear was not being lovable because of my childhood abandonment issues. And now you're talking about being love, and like, man, love, wow, it's a bit 70s, what's it, flower power. But it's so true. When you want to heal the world because you're healing yourself, you just want to light up the darkness, as Bob Marley said. Kind
and this is the love which is inside your heart.
It's a being.
It's
not from. It's the whole. It's an
being.
energy that you feed off, and you realize it's a healthier way for me to live. If anybody wants to resonate with that or not, they all speak about it, from the philosophers to the religious zealots to anybody, any leader. That's Nelson Mandela. 27 years in prison, he comes out. It's got to be love, otherwise there's no healing. So there's a power in it, right?
Yes, very powerful. I like the story which I tell my students at my classes every time. It's a story about two gentlemen many years back in the UK who were competing for the prime minister positions, and they were Mr. Disraeli and Gladstone, and they were very, very close in polls. One journalist, very famous one, she decided to take them out for lunch. And everybody was like waiting who she would be charmed by, what she would write in the article. And the article says that after sitting next to Mr. Gladstone, I thought he is the cleverest person in England. But after sitting with Mr. Disraeli, I thought I was the cleverest person
I love that.
in England.
I love that.
So that's a game changer, no?
I love that.
Yeah.
So
don't try to impress people,
no,
but make people impress you and show you who they are. Now I want us to talk a little bit about public speaking, because we need confidence, we need charisma, likability to some extent, to be a good public speaker. Many people are afraid of public speaking. They have this fear of public speaking. And the fear of public speaking also comes from childhood. When you tell your children, don't do this, it's not safe, or there are guests over, why have you come with your question, just stop it. That's how the fear starts. Children become close, they don't want to open up. What can we do as parents to make our kids be more open, to less fearful?
And there's something that's very near and dear to my heart too, and I'm going to develop a course on this as well. It's called conscious parenting. Have you heard of the concept?
You tell me.
It's becoming aware of your own limiting beliefs, fears, because we only project onto our kids and your needs. So when you understand you better, you relate to your kids and everybody in general, but to your kids better. So conscious parenting is something that I really, really love, and I hope to bring more awareness to, and to help even people who are not parents, but mostly parents, understand that your fears can be felt by your children. Not just what you teach them, they feel you. Because children in the first 7 years, their brains are in theta, so they absorb energy more than they actually intellectualize. So the way you be is more powerful than what you say. So bringing awareness to each parent and each person and saying, well, what is it about you that makes you fearful? Why are you scared of public speaking? And then just being aware of it, not even to say, well, you need to go on a public speaking course and you need help. But when you understand you, there's less chance of you projecting that onto your kids.
American poet and the public speaker Maya Angelou Scott says that how is more important than what we say. Be a public speaker, you need to release your voice. You need to start feeling powerful. What you're saying is powerful, and people want to hear that. You have so much in your mind, in your brain, and people want to hear that. So it's about time to share. And if you speak about your voice, the releasing of your voice, a good example would be karaoke. Do you sing in karaoke?
When I used to drink, yes. Give me a few
don't drink
killers. I love
anymore.
singing. No, not really.
Okay, but when you sing in karaoke, your voice doesn't matter whether it's a good voice or a bad voice, but the most important thing is your energy that you put in, right?
Yes.
And if you own it, then it doesn't matter what the voice is, you will be liked, and people will like it, and people will love what you're doing, and it also goes with authenticity very close. And some people say that if you do things not so well, but authentically, people will love it. What would you advise to people who has a lot to say, but who never speak out?
I would firstly remove that element of what people think or say. As soon as you're doing it for people, then you have a different challenge. If you're doing it for you because you need to say this, you need to do this, and why, then your voice comes. I'm working
like
on releasing
the picture.
Yes, it's more important what you feel is important to you rather than I need you to hear me. I need you to know this. Maybe it's all debatable, right? But from my perspective, the social media craze, it's a projection. I need to look beautiful, so I'll do everything I can to get followers, to get likes, because I need to be seen. But it's very superficial because you're doing it based on other people's responses. And when you don't get that response, it can be very crippling.
Yeah.
So what is it that you want to say, and why do you want to say it? And then say it, because my message now is
why you want to say
I want to say this because I feel the world needs healing. Only me. People might not resonate with it, but that's okay. But I need to find my voice to say what I need to say because I feel this is important to me. And I'm creating love and healing rather than hate and divide, and which is what we don't need. So it's your purpose. What is the purpose of it? And who needs it? Is it to get validation, or is it to create unity and love and peace? So there's a lot of components that come into it. As soon as you give someone else power, Angela, I need you to like me. I need you to have this. I need you to hear this. I need you to buy this. And as soon as you reject me, that rejection is the fear that people have. It's the rejection, abandonment. Those are two powerful emotions. And as soon as they come into play, we can implode.
So
your purpose got to be very
advice.
important for the voice to be projected.
Yeah. That's a very powerful advice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing it, Lyndsay. And now it's time for fun. Let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's play a game. So I love meanings in words, and let's play a game of meanings.
Okay.
I'll give you two words,
Yes.
and you have to pick up one, depending on what reflects in your brain and soul,
Okay.
and explain why.
Okay.
Just briefly,
Okay.
one sentence, two
Okay.
sentences. Cognitivity or intuitivity?
Intuitivity.
Why?
Oh, you want a reason as well?
Yeah,
Ah,
just
so we're just gonna do
briefly.
Because cognitivity for me, it's there's a lot of survival, defense, intellectualize, and intellectualization. It's not always healthy. It got its purposes, but not always. But intuition is more authentic, and even though we suppress it when we're growing up because of survival, when we connect to our intuition, it's more authentic.
Okay.
So for me, intuition.
Yeah, first. Reacting or responding?
Responding.
Or
Responding. Yeah.
Why?
Reaction is intellectual. Responding is emotionally aware, intelligence, and not letting the body's survival mechanism kicking. The sympathetic nervous system, we calm, we react, and like, okay, Angela said something offensive. I don't have to react. I have to respond. Oh, why did you say that in that way?
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it. Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
she said what she said based on her feelings and
That's another insight
perception.
from you, Lyndsay.
You see, you saying what you're saying based on you, but if I'm going to react, then I'm just going to be like, oh, my father used to say that. Oh, Angela, you don't talk to me like that. That's reacting.
Yeah.
Because I'm protecting my own pain and my own judgment, which is about me. But if I respond, oh, Angela, I noticed you didn't say something very nice. How are you feeling? What's going on? You know? So
It's so beautiful, Lyndsay. Really.
Response from me.
I didn't expect that it would be so deep, those game.
Oh, you asked.
Okay. Now, power or humility?
Both.
Both. Choose one. Okay, both. Explain why.
You know what? Humility is inherent in me. It's my base. It's my operating mechanism. But I feel that in this day and age, humility is not enough. Because the people in power don't have humility in general. Don't have enough humility. So I would like some power to create humility.
Yeah. Okay.
But humility trumps power. That's why I said both.
And, logic or emotions?
Emotions from sunrise to sunset.
Good, that's enough. Sensitivity or rationality?
Sensitivity, sunrise to sunset.
Love.
feel,
Yeah.
yes.
And the last one, fame or wealth?
Oh, those are toxic. I don't want to choose those.
Yeah, this is the last
You
one.
were giving me good and bad, in my opinion, and now you give me both bad. The lesser of two evils.
Pick one.
Fame or wealth? I'll pick wealth because then I can use it to be famous.
Okay, good. And
Yes.
you can use it to be
To do good. To do good.
yes,
Yes.
to do good, to
yes.
be intuitive, to be powerful,
Yes.
to be
Yeah, wealth you
humility.
can do more good. Okay, I'll take wealth. Yeah.
Okay,
thank you.
See, it's easy.
Okay, I like that.
And now I want to offer you another game.
Yes.
You are a father of two great girls, two really amazing girls, and I'll give you a little abstract, a little text. The original text was written by Kurt Vonnegut Jr., an American writer, and I will read it to you later in the end. But now I will give you my version.
Okay.
There are some gaps in the lines, in the last three lines. I want you to improvise and to fill in the gaps on the spot, okay?
Do I have to read it?
You have to read it loud, emotionally.
I have to act? Huh?
You can act.
Okay.
You don't have to, but you can.
So I'm talking to my daughters.
As if you were talking to your daughters.
Hello, baby. Welcome to the world. Sometimes it's hot and sometimes it's cold here. Sometimes it rains and sometimes it snows. There is love and passion here. There is fear and doubt too. You will stay here for about 100 years. What I love here the most is being connected to you. I want you, baby, to be as powerful as you can be. The main rule you have to follow here, though, baby, is be as authentic as you can be.
Oh, bravo. Bravo.
That was a bit more challenging there, though, but I followed. So
you want your children to be powerful and authentic. These are your core values and core beliefs.
Probably something I needed.
So you're very authentic.
I'm trying. I don't know. It's always a work in progress.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things for me to work on and heal too. But
I'll read it now, the text, the original of the text, which is very, very close to what you have said. So, hello babies, welcome to Earth. It's not. It's hot in the summer and cold in winter. It's round and wet and crowded. And on the one side, babies, you've got 100 years here, but there is only one rule that you have to know, babies.
Yes.
God damn it, you've got to be kind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind, authentic, and loving.
Love.
Now we are living through this kind of a challenging time. You said that this year for you was a transforming one. Mm-hmm. What was your biggest lesson you have learned during these 7 months?
That I am more capable than I told myself I am in believing in myself. My self-belief has grown.
Wow. Yeah, this is great. If you gave advice, what advice could you give? How to be more positive, how to be more creative, how to energize yourself under these conditions where people are fearful, stressful, and they don't see their future clearly.
Yes,
so
yes.
How could they look out of the box and be more positive?
That's such a great question, Angela. For me, the power lies within. There's nothing outside that can bring us any safety, peace, security. It's all false, right? What is security? What is safety? You know, mask or no mask.
Yeah.
The safety is something that you have to feel within yourself. The only thing I would like to offer from my experience, my journey, my own healing, my coaching is it's inside. Go inside. Ask why. Ask what's missing. Ask why am I afraid? Ask why am I projecting? Ask. And if you ask and you can't find answers, ask someone else. A friend, family, coach, therapist. Ask yourself why it is you're operating the way you're operating. And there is change and there's hope and there's healing. And when that comes, there's no need for security, no need for fear. You know, things change automatically. But it's here. No amount of shopping, no amount of alcohol, no amount of gambling, no amount of anything outside will bring you anything more than going inside.
This is so beautiful, and we could go on forever, but it's time to wrap it up.
Oh no, it's just getting warmed up.
I want to thank you for your time and to say that it was my great pleasure to have you today as my guest at Lux Etiquette and Service Cafe. And you have shared so much, and I was absolutely sure that you would bring a lot to this conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you for opening your heart and your mind.
And I'd like to thank you too for this great work you're doing, and more importantly for who you are and what you're bringing. Your energy, your love, your support, allowing me to express myself. It's really immeasurable, and I thank you with a big open heart, and don't stop. Okay?
Thank you.
You're on a beautiful road now, and there will be some fears that will come. We've spoken, but don't look at them.
Thank you. Thank you, Lyndsay.
Thank you so
Your
much
support is
for
so
having me.
important
Thank
for
you.
me. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My dear friends, it's time to finish our cup of coffee and say goodbye until our next meeting. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you'll leave this cafe more empowered and inspired and more confident. When you're around strong people, you become strong yourself. Visit our cafe to be in proximity with great people and to learn from their successes and failures. Absorb the energy of these people and become more confident and more resilient. Watch our great guests and follow their examples. Get their insights. Replicate everything they do, their body language, their energy, their facial expressions, their words, and you will be on the right track. I would also like to thank our location sponsor, Foundry Luxembourg, the space where all your great ideas become real. Subscribe to our Lux Etiquette and Service channel on YouTube. Thank you once again for being with us, and hope to see you again.